Hello and welcome back to Distant Worlds Shadows with me, Pew Pew Choo Choo. So, during our intermission, we have discovered a few of these alien colony ships floating around in space. Being a pirate faction, we have no ground colonies and therefore no way to produce things such as construction ships, resupply ships, and potentially bigger vessels like capital ships and cruisers. Since we found these colonial vessels, we can put them into good use by establishing a colony so that we may build these larger vessels on. In the meantime, we won't worry about that. It looks like our colonies are under threat. For the time being, we can't actually make any colonies. Well, that's not entirely true. We can make colonies because we have those ships now. But generally speaking, as a pirate faction, we want to protect independent colonies such as these ones, and later on during the game, we'll have to exert our force on the spacefaring empires so that we may control their colonies for a stable form of income. It looks like most of these enemy pirates are coming from one base over here, the Bounty Hunter's Rest. If we eliminate this spaceport, in theory we should be able to control this area more effectively, so long as there are no other hidden pirate spaceports around. In addition, we've also been building a hidden pirate base on one of these independent colonies. One of these bases will solidify our control over the independent colony, thus giving us a research bonus, an income bonus, and a bonus to the planet's corruption. These bases are fairly expensive and they take quite a long time to construct. But back to business. Let's assemble a fleet to go take out that spaceport, the Bounty Hunter's Rest. Well, we already have Second Fleet, being one of the most powerful ones out of the three. So, let's add a few destroyers to Second Fleet to reinforce them. And let's just wait until these finish building and then go and attack the place. In addition, we've already eliminated one pirate faction inside the middle cluster in the galaxy. We've taken over their spaceport, but during the attack it took some damage, so I've decided to repair it to restore it back to its original state. That spaceport will allow us to be able to operate inside the middle of the galaxy, the middle cluster. Now we just need to wait a little while until these destroyers finish building. Now that they're finished, let's refuel all of our ships so that we can make the journey to the spaceport and back. Once things settle down and we start building resupply ships on one of our founded colonies, we should be able to alleviate this problem of having an operational range dictated by the positioning of our gas mining stations and our spaceports. For now, we're going to have to resupply all of our ships at our spaceport before we send them out. Now that our fleet is resupplied, let's send them along their way to attack this spaceport. While our fleet gets there, I'm going to make one little change to our empire to make it a little more efficient. Since I automated some of my construction, I'm going to have to change one little thing inside the construction automation preferences tab. I'm going to have to make it so that our automated construction vessels do not construct spaceports near each other. Preferably, I'd rather have them so that they don't make any at all. The reasoning behind that is that one or two spaceports should be enough. Oh, it looks like our hidden pirate base is built. That'll give us a few benefits to research and income. But because we've put that facility onto the planet, we're going to have to enlarge the fleet protecting that particular colony. Those hidden pirate bases are actually quite expensive and they take quite a long time to build. It looks like we still have a little bit of time, so I'm going to see if these empires will be willing to trade us some of their money for some of our maps. Although, it doesn't look like any of the empires currently have any money. They may be spending a little more, seeing as how they have most likely just reached a hyperdrive stage. Ah, now our ships are getting close. I see their construction vessel here and I decide to try to board it. Unfortunately, it warped too fast. Like I said before, those pirate factions generally only have one construction ship. If I take that out, they shouldn't be able to build any more spaceports. Thus, I would have probably eliminated their entire faction by destroying that spaceport. Either way, they should be short on fuel now, seeing as they don't have a resupply point. And that being said, they shouldn't be able to refuel their ships, so in theory, they shouldn't be able to travel around the universe. In addition, we find a ancient cruiser. We're going to deconstruct this ship so that we can get a technological benefit from the technology inside it. As a pirate faction, we can't necessarily, or rather we don't really have a lot of means in terms of getting more technology. Our technological growth is relatively slow compared to the other factions. I'm a little tired of using my fleets to protect our influenced colonies, so I'm going to build 4 escort ships, and as soon as they finish, they should automate themselves. I'll let them patrol our colonies and defend them. In the meantime, we're going to have to deal with the various different other factions inside the game. It looks like there's another player inside our little cluster of the universe. And we also have one other colony that we haven't influenced yet, so let's get Second Fleet to rest, repair, and then go onwards to deal with them. Well, it looks like we've essentially solidified our control over this region of space. Perhaps our next move should be to establish hidden pirate facilities on all of the independent colonies, or maybe step up the game a notch and go after the main spacefaring empires. For now, let's take a quick look at our budget. We're still making a little bit of money off of various things like selling information and other stuff like that, but the primary source of income has shifted now to actually controlling these independent colonies, influencing them, and generating a sort of tariff of sorts. Well, since we're making so much money off of these influenced planets, we might as well add this one to our list. In the process, taking out 3 of these other factions' ships. It looks like the green pirate faction is actually outside of this cluster, so we might have to build a few exploration ships to hurry up the process of finding these other pirate spaceports. Well, it looks like there wasn't much to be gained from raiding this planet. Let's take a look at the missions available to us. Looks like there's a few different missions offered by the various different spacefaring empires, but most of these are in places that are a little too far out or actually against us. So I think I'm going to have to decline on doing any of these. For now, let's just continue expanding our mining setup by choosing some of the resources targeted by the galactic empires. And we're just going to send our construction vessels to do that. Alright, well, it looks like this will be the end of solidification of our little faction here. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next time, we will be taking a look at crushing the spacefaring empires, or alternatively establishing a pirate colony so that we will be able to build some of the larger ships. Until then, I hope you like and subscribe to the video, and feel free to comment as well. Bye bye!